Tired of being broke, you need to flip or buy and hold. Clocking in and out, your 9 to 5 is getting old. JD Boom and AC Cash, they known to get the bag. You can make your own schedule, know you liking that. Time to take the next step, take your money, invest. Know you just got that check, go sign up with JTech. Yeah.
Boom.
Yes, sir.
We gotta continue the process.
We got to part 2, man. We had to bring it back.
That's right. Why Kevin Samuels will be missed in business and in relationships.
Yes.
Man, we didn't know we'd cause this much turmoil, did we?
Man, yeah, we stirred a pot, but we weren't trying to.
We gotta get
got
into it. Hey, Pivot Point Investors. We're gonna cover it. Pivot Point Investors. 10 reasons why Kevin Samuels will be missed in business and relationships. Stick around. Hi, I'm AC Cash, and this is
JD.
Boom. We're here on behalf of Pivot Point Investors, where we help the average investor grow his nest egg. And today we're on part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, we had to take a little break and fill it out and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But we're still talking about it.
We are.
We've had a lot of great debates over this time.
We have, actually.
That's right.
It's interesting.
That's right. And this one is getting into a little different area. We're talking about relationships and how things relate into business, and particularly a guy who will be missed in our we'll call it the manosphere.
Yeah.
In the manosphere.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels.
Yes.
Now, that name strikes emotions in a lot of people.
It does.
It
does.
Especially throughout our community, African American community, where relationships are always a hotbed of conversation.
Yes.
But as it relates to this business, these relationships and business, Kevin Samuels was, for us, an online mentor, he will be missed.
It will, yeah. I learned a lot from that brother. I learned as much from him as I may have learned from any man in my entire life.
Oh man, that's a big statement.
That's a big statement because he was very specific and succinct in what he was trying to get across.
Right, and that appeals to brothers who like to be accurate and succinct.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes.
And previously, part 1, we talked about 5 of those 10 things that's going to be missed.
Yes.
And we're going to continue on with this conversation. So 10 reasons why Kevin Samuels will be missed in business and in relationships.
Yep.
Hey, so if we did 5, let's get it at 6.
Let's get it 6.
Kevin Samuels tried to let the understanding be put out there that men and women peak at different times.
We do.
That's
across
easy.
All number of things, physically, emotionally, and financially.
That's right. That's the big tie when it comes to men, the financial part.
Yes.
And so he emphasized that the peak years of men are between 35 and
55.
35 and 55. So, ladies out there trying to get Mr. Everything at 35, at 30, at 25, 23. Oh, well, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't going nowhere. 23, the guy's still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what year in a man's life they say we fully mature?
I actually don't. When is it?
They say 25.
Okay.
25.
That makes sense.
That's right. Now, at 25, these young ladies already kind of have a feel for adulthood. They might have had children, all of this sort of stuff. Guys still trying to drink through beer pongs and do all that, funnels and doing all that crazy stuff. Still living on the Game Boy or whatever. Game Boy might be dating himself. Yeah, PlayStation 5. There you go. You bought a couple, so you know. So that kind of thing. And so there's a disparity in when the lady peaks and when the man peaks.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels tried to make that clear to understand that, just because the guy was immature at 23, and now you were looking for that guy that had it all, and he wasn't ready.
That's right.
The guy wasn't ready. But now, when you're looking for that compatible person, and you might have given up because the 20 years, 21, 23, 24, weren't quite feeling right, the guy was trying to reach his stride.
Yeah.
And Kevin Samuels tried to give us that information.
Give the information and explanation too, where some women, dude could be a great dude, right? He could be 28, 29, 30, 31, but he's not quite in his groove, in his career to be able to earn the type of dollars that, you know, some of his women in his age range would be wanting.
That's right.
So, you know, like I said, and it was amazing how Kevin Samuels would have women on the show, and they would just be oblivious to what children cost, what homes cost.
Right.
What, you know, they'd be like, dudes don't want to get married and get tied down with that because they got to pay for it.
It costs money.
Yes.
And, you know, I always tell people, I say, well, when the house looks dirty, who do they blame?
Mama.
When the outside got 3 foot of grass out there, who do they blame?
Daddy.
That's right. That's just an understanding.
That's what it is.
It can be right or wrong, but it is what it is.
That's right.
And so understanding those variables is pretty much his platform. He was trying to get people to understand, hey, there are rules whether we agree with them or not.
That's true.
Very
true.
Yeah,
That's very true.
Which brings us to number 7 on the hit list of 10 things of why Kevin Samuels will be missed in business and in relationships. Hey, he espoused that you cannot expect above average results through average work, you know, through average talent, through average beauty, through average investment, and that's how it relates to the business world.
It's getting hot in here, boy.
Yeah, I see you sweating on this stuff.
Oh, man.
Hey, you know.
Well, I mean, hey, that takes us back in the very first show that we found out about him, and this dude told me about him, was average at best. You're average at best.
Oh, man, that hit like a sledgehammer across the nation. Average at best. He's saying, hey, if you're presenting an average package, and that could have worked in the reverse, that could have been a man that was average, wanting whatever you named the bombshell.
Kardashian type, or, you know.
Anyone of that, you know, it's just so many.
Or Lori Harvey,
Beyonce, you know.
And women will quickly say, he's not on the level.
Not on her level. He better level up.
Level up, that's right.
That's right. And he was just saying, hey, here was an average woman.
Yeah.
And he was clear to say that men don't value the money of a woman.
No.
They primarily, you know, we're a little shallow. We start with the beauty.
That's just the way it's been forever.
That's the way it is.
Most men, and again, it's generalization because it's just a fact of what it is historically over time.
Yes.
Really rich woman, okay, but you put beauty with rich is Beyonce, beauty with rich is Kim Kardashian, beauty with rich, you know, you can just go down the line, right? Lori Harvey, like these are beauty with rich. But if you just have rich, not really beauty,
that becomes a problem.
It's typically
because
less taken.
I was talking the other day and I said, what's my man, Idris Elba? I said, you know, he was a guy walking up the street 20, 30 years ago, just kind of being an average dude. You can like how he looks or whatever, but if that guy is dressed down in flip-flops, walking up the street, hoodie, I don't care what he looks like, you're not, as a lady, picking that guy up off the street. All of a sudden, he has a name, he has a reputation, he has a standing in the community. All of a sudden, that okay dude becomes an above average dude. And no matter how many push-ups he did, he'd just be a broke working out dude. There's a lot of dudes coming out the joint look broke and worked out. Y'all not running to wife him up. So, way to wife him up. To make him your boo. For sure. And you got to get that right. But that's just the realities of society. And Kevin Samuels just wanted to put that out there so that we can start at an intelligent conversation point. That's just
that's something that I always thought, I always felt I could never articulate the way that man did.
So, he was good at that.
Props to him just to be able to convey a message.
That's right, and that's why he resonated. You know, I say if you have the best cooking in the world, if nobody ever comes into your restaurant, the food doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He might be a polarizing figure, but you end your life with a $1.4 million, million, I'm thinking money, man. Million subscriber viewership. It's because you were giving them something to come to the table and let's eat, let's talk about it, let's cut it up and see where I'm wrong, where you're right, or vice versa.
That's right.
And so it's with reason the man was heavily followed.
That's right.
You know, which gives us to number 8, a point that Kevin Samuels made. he wanted us to understand value.
Yes.
Value.
Yes.
Man, what you talking about value?
Man, this was a big one for me. This might be the biggest.
Oh man.
Right here.
Okay.
He gave us sexual marketplace value.
Oh man. And he said he didn't invent the term, but boy did he make it popular.
I'd never heard it before.
I know, me either at that point.
But it makes 1,000%.
That's right.
sense.
Because everything has a value.
Yes.
You know, even if a penny, you know, a seashell, you put enough of them together, they're making necklaces with them, they're making bracelets with them, but you can get them everywhere. But of course, they have a different value than a pearl.
They do.
They're both in the sea, though.
They do.
They're
But that's
nature.
I try to explain. I've had some of my old female friends from high school, from college. You know, back in the dating pool, whether divorced, separated, whatever, and or never been married, but they want to date a nice guy, you know, and ask me, hey, you know, JD, can you, you know, hook me up and and I'm like, oh well, you know, what are you looking for, you know, and then she get into it and start talking. It's like, oh, okay, that's pretty extensive. And so, but then,
all the sixes, he got to be 6 foot, he got to have a 6-pack, he got to be packing all that stuff.
6 figures.
Them sixes,
all of that, right? So, but then I'm looking at somebody who may be 5'3" to 5'5", they may be well over 200 pounds. These are, I mean, they just gonna complicate the situation. A little bit overweight, the kind of guy you want may not want you.
Right, but there's value there. It's just equity.
You gotta know your sexual marketplace value with that type of guy. Oh, he could like big girls. Yeah.
Now he definitely worked the value thing. So we say sexual marketplace value.
Yes.
You know, we have the NASDAQ. We got the Dow. You got markets for NFTs. You got Coinbase for cryptocurrencies. You know, if you go to a boat show, it's a boat market. A car show, a gun show. All these places have a lot of things that are similar that you can buy. And there are values assigned to those items.
Different values.
Different values for sure. Because, you know, you buy a 13-foot boat and you buy a 72-foot yacht. They're
two different ball games.
They're different.
Or a Honda Accord and a brand new Bentley.
Yeah, a little different.
Even if you got a brand new Honda Accord, still a brand new Bentley.
That's a Bentley. Even a used one. And the values are different. Well, he brought that to the dating marketplace and said, hey, we all have values, whether we accept them or not. And so that value is sometimes overlooked when you think about the other person, the other sexual person, the other male in the situation, the female in the situation. We just say, hey, I'm here, I got money, I'm ready to buy, in a sense, in the sexual marketplace. And we think we can buy the Bentley when we got a broke down Honda budget. It just doesn't equate.
Or presentation. Your presentation isn't equaling what you want in return.
For sure. And Kevin Samuels was great at shining a light on that. And many times it was harsh.
It was, especially in the beginning, but he really softened. I could see him trying, because it was hard for me to watch the first 2 shows. It was like nails on the chalkboard. I was like, dang, he said that to her?
But when we say first 2, you're talking about 2 that you might have seen. Because he was doing it for a number of years.
So the first one I saw was your average at best. So that one right there was stuff I never heard a dude talk to a woman like that. That wasn't like ghetto-fied on the street, you know. You know, so
he was still pretty harsh with it.
Very
but
harsh.
You know, if the alarm clock goes off in the morning, beep, 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 and then it's do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. After a while, yo, wake up! You gotta get up, you got a job to go to. That's what has to happen. And that's what he did. He saw dee-dee-dee-dee-dee in the marketplace, nobody was waking up. So he's like, hey, it's value out there. Understand it. Look at all these other markets. I need you to listen. And sometimes it was a sledgehammer when maybe a little hammer might have been able to do it.
Definitely.
But he definitely drew the attention of the public. He woke up these conversations throughout the nation. And for that reason, in business and relationships, you know, the guy will be missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Especially the kinder, gentler Kevin Samuels. That's
Yeah.
I really
that's the
saw him trying to be
Yes.
not gaslight everybody, and it was ones coming over that were truly trying to bait him in.
Yeah, well,
you know, and he giving you what you want, but it would just be a longer time period than in the beginning. Like, what? Oh, you can't say it on my show. You're not gonna overtalk me. You're not gonna overtalk me.
And there's entertainment to that, you know, unless,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes when it's too close to home,
Yeah.
we don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And that was an option that people had to be able to change the channel.
Turn it off.
It's
yeah.
not a force-fed
Yeah.
situation.
No.
Yeah. Hey, the man will be missed, and there will continue to be reverberations of what he set out
Absolutely.
in this whole marketplace of people's interactions.
He shook up the game. He shook up the world. Like Muhammad Ali.
I hear that. Hey, we just covered, you know, the peak earning years of men.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about expecting above average outcomes when it's above what you have to present.
Yeah.
And then we talked about value, and in
Yeah.
this case, sexual
Sexual
marketplace
marketplace
value. Man, the man brought that in like, what?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Sexual
yeah.
what?
Yes.
And hey, people understand it today.
They do.
Yeah.
And then the dude said adjustable 6. Like that right there
Adjustable
was
6,
just,
that's
I
gotcha.
just, wow. And you can't pick 7.
That's right.
Well, everybody picks 7.
So let's for people who might not be familiar with
Right.
that, you know, he talked about how you ranked yourself, and
Yeah.
particularly women. He always was on the men. The men it was an understanding that, hey guy, we already know the pecking order. You know, as soon as we come into a workplace situation, we know, hey, if a guy's 7 foot and he's on a basketball team, he's not going to be the point guard.
Right.
He already knows where to go.
Yeah.
You know, and if the guy's got all the handles, we know where he's going.
That's
and
right.
he's 5'11". We know where he's going.
That's right.
Well, the same holds true for women in the marketplace.
Yep.
There should be an understanding of, hey, who can I, and he'd say, make a deal with. People would equate that to, well, I'm settling.
Yeah.
Making a deal doesn't mean you're settling. You know, someone was in my office a minute ago and they were trying to buy a car and they were talking about new versus used, and hey, they got a budget. You know, when you go to the dealer, that budget is all you're gonna be able to expense.
That's right.
Even with credit, there's a limit to it. And understanding that value is all he was trying to relate to the viewers.
That's right.
Man, phew. But never knew we'd get this much debate regarding
Oh boy.
Kevin Samuels.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's all good.
It is.
Healthy debate is good.
It is.
It's
It
good.
is.
Yeah. So, number 9,
Yeah.
you know, we're talking about the 10 things that resonated with us regarding Kevin Samuels and why he'll be missed in business and in relationships. And he talked about no significant changes happening without, we're going to call it an agitator, something to stir the pot.
Yeah.
And he was that pot in these conversations.
Oh, yes.
You know, everybody didn't want Jackie Robinson to be in the major leagues.
No.
Everybody didn't want Martin Luther King coming to their town.
That's the truth.
There are going to be protests. We
Yeah.
know there's going to be there's people going to jail.
Yeah.
There's going to be some agitation. Gandhi, just eat some food, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Why you got to
Yeah.
starve to do it?
Yeah.
You know, Thurgood Marshall going to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
You know,
Rosa Parks, I mean,
Rosa Parks,
yes.
Magic Johnson, and since we're in the playoffs, the
Yeah.
finals, Magic Johnson and Bird. You know, they rather just keep a clean narrative. Don't make the country have to choose which ones.
Yeah.
But the NBA was going down before they came into the league.
Yeah,
And they
revitalized it.
revitalized it. That's
Yeah.
right. And so all these things, you know, we don't have a property at Trump without a Obama.
That's right.
We don't have an Obama without a Bush.
That's right.
You know, so all these things bring about change. And the very fact that we're talking about Kevin Samuels, we're talking about this manosphere, we're talking about bringing women and men together and understanding the financial ramifications of unions and partnerships. This is a partnership right here.
Yeah.
You know, he's saying, hey, make a deal. Get with somebody that you can work with to better your position.
Yes.
Man, it seems so
and,
simple.
And it's unfortunate too though with the agitated deal because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes in a relationship or in business, you know, when you're in a relationship and your significant other has said, hey, you gained a little weight, or you're not, as attractive as you were, male or female, when I met you.
You're not equaling your earning potential.
All of that, and you ignore them, right? And you just keep doing what you're doing. Then all of a sudden, you break up, and then you're motivated.
That's crazy. That's crazy how many people join the gym after a breakup.
After a breakup, like, why couldn't you do that? You were with a good dude or a good female.
That's right.
And all they asked was this, and you couldn't do it. And then all of a sudden you break up and then you do it.
Because every man knows, hey, if you weren't earning and then you break up, oh, now I got more time for the second job, third job, new business or whatever. You know you're going to have to bring yourself up to get to the next situation. And he was saying, within a relationship that you currently have, why can't we bring ourselves up and be ready and be the best we can be for the situation? And there are no situations that are perfect.
That's right.
We talk about making a deal.
That's right.
I mean, and always related back to our parents and grandparents, how they knew, hey, you got 2 cows and I got, a horse and some pigs.
That's right.
Hey, let's bring the farms together, make it on into the later years together.
That's right. That's right.
Sounds crazy today because, we'll up and leave because they left the toothbrush in the wrong place.
Any number of crazy things.
And so it is kind of crazy today. But it is the market that we're dealing with. We're always going to have to deal with each other, males to females. And so getting a good understanding of what you're trying to do, your value, and all of those sorts of things just are going to get us all as a group a lot further.
Totally agree.
So Kevin Samuels, and that's the guy that brought this thing to where we were like, hey, wait a minute. I think it's something to that.
Definitely.
Crazy. But hey, while we laugh and we enjoy the information he has, there's conflicting words out about how old he was. Right now, we have 56 years old. Give or take a year, it doesn't really matter. We're talking
56 or 57.
That's right. We're talking about a grown man who's lived a life and was able to see what's happening in the marketplace, the sexual marketplace, the relationship marketplace, and business. Definitely for both sides, men and women.
He talked to a lot of men and a lot of women.
For sure.
So, definitely more than any of the average. Like, he talked to way more. So, I would give him the benefit of the doubt from the vantage point because he helped a lot of women elevate, right?
For sure.
And level up and get the dude they wanted, always wanted. So.
And we see a lot of women posting every day talking about how, hey, while they couldn't just scream it with their girlfriends, he gave a lot of value for them.
Absolutely.
And with anything, if you don't like the hard part, the crust of the bread, you just cut it off, throw that away, and you eat the stuff you like.
I never eat the crust on the pizza.
Me either. I got pizza that's sitting up there, those ends are sitting there.
I get to the end and that's it. It's in the box. Like, I ain't doing
And the funny part is, a lot of times your partner likes the crust.
Yes.
And you can give them the crust.
You just gonna throw that away?
That's right. You can give them the crust and everybody eats.
That's
what he's talking about with this whole situation.
That's right.
Relationships. You don't have to take it all, but that doesn't mean the part you throw away is bad.
That's right.
Crust is good for somebody else.
It's real.
Hey, man, you see that? I got the crust going, the pizza. Man, come on. Hey, that's value. That's value.
That is.
All for the cost of subscription. Subscribe. Just press the button. It's free applause. It's free recognition. It's free algorithm help so that we can continue to bring you good information. So we're gonna keep going. We did 9. We covered 4 so far today, but we're gonna get to number 10. We just giving you a feeling for the information that Kevin Samuels imparted on us, and then millions of other people, and brought these debates into a greater light.
Absolutely.
And so for the 10th one, let's see what we'll cover. He pretty much, when we're talking about value and these kinds of things, he said, really, value isn't arbitrary. It's not like you just have a car and say, give me $50,000 for it.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's a 1978, Corolla, and you telling me $50,000? Yeah. Well, that's what I think I want. Well, that's the same thing in relationships.
Right. Who are you to say I'm a 3?
That's right.
Who are you to say I'm a 4?
Right. That's
like
right.
somebody else can say I'm a that. I can think I'm a 10.
I know.
Oh,
and now there's
here
no
we go.
progress. There's no understanding. You can't get anywhere with that.
That's right.
That's a dead
like,
end.
what are you gonna do with that?
Like,
man?
you just gotta
Like,
walk away.
Yeah,
You gotta walk away.
You
Yeah.
got to.
Because you can easily feel comfortable, and most people, the women are, when they see a guy, they okay, he has this, he does this, he's a member of this, and his friends are that. You might not give him a number, because the guys quantify a lot. We say a number,
Yeah.
but you definitely put him on that scale, you know, he can get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He might be able, all the things that might be said in acceptance of who that guy is.
That's right.
But as soon as the guy conversely says, hey, she's a, put the number there, adjustable 6, 8, 5, 3, 4, then there's a problem.
Absolutely.
There's a problem. And he was pretty aggressive in bringing that number to light.
Oh boy, I mean, I've never seen it done before. That's what I'm saying. Like never.
Yeah, because
Never.
we're talking about value.
Right.
Stocks, you know, stocks is doing some crazy stuff right now.
Stocks doing some crazy stuff. Cryptocurrency doing
Crazy
some crazy
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we got that big inflation. That big eye is just like
chipping
a
away in
monster
value.
right now.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's a monster.
And that kind of relates to this. So if we say inflation is going up. Right now, the Fed's about to move the interest rates up. Maybe 50 basis points, might get to 75 to say, hey, the cost of your house to finance it is going to be more.
Yes.
And you can get less for the same money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we understand that chips away at us, but then we won't understand that on the man's side, if you're riding a hoopty, they might devalue you. A woman might devalue you right there.
And that's the understood. I don't want no scrubs. Scrubs is come on, man. Hanging on the passenger side of his best friend.
Oh, that's so cute. That's all right.
Like
we
what?
understand that.
Oh man.
But then, if they say, oh, well, she decides as Emmitt Smith.
Yeah. He's a solid fullback, a running back, NFL fullback.
Oh, let's cancel him. Let's cancel that guy.
That's so terrible. That's so disrespectful.
Cancel him. Yeah.
But the number is what it is,
It
right?
is what it is. And then everybody has their preference. But in an overall sense, we understand there's value.
Yeah.
All of the houses, you know, and real estate, that's still a good area to be in, sir.
It is.
It's still a good
Even the ugly houses get bought and sold.
That's right. That's right. And that could be a value proposition somebody else has. Okay, maybe they're not as facially attractive.
Yeah.
But they work in that body.
That body's banging.
That's
And
value.
I've seen it.
That's value.
Yeah.
See, I knew it. He'd be into. Boom is right there
Don't
with it.
act like I'm the only one cash.
I know I am doing that. I'm doing it to you. Hey, there's a bunch of us in that boat.
Yeah,
It's
see?
all right. But that's value.
Yeah.
You see value. And he was getting the world to understand value. Just the same way as we're doing with all these other markets, understanding value. And in this case, he emphasized sexual marketplace value, but value propositions were just important.
Yeah.
Just important. And he brought, what did he bring? Facts, statistics.
Facts, data, statistics.
Oh, facts, data,
I
statistics.
mean, that's the thing. He hit you with the hardcore numbers, man.
Yeah. And that's missed because you can't find that everywhere. Somebody would say, okay, let me back it up with the numbers.
Yeah.
We don't have to go by how I feel. Let me give you the numbers.
But that's not what I heard, at least the women on the show saying.
Uh-huh.
I heard, I can't even count how many times. I feel like. I feel like.
That's a funny thing.
I feel like.
Yes. So that's a funny thing with me because I'll tell people, hey, as soon as you start saying feel, that means the facts aren't in the conversation.
It's done.
As soon as you say feel,
I've never said feel. I would always say I think, I believe. Have you considered? But I ain't saying I feel. So if you a feeler, if that's how you started, I feel, my brain, something in my brain is gonna shut off.
No facts. No facts here.
And I'm just gonna hear maybe 30% of what you say from that point on.
Okay. The feelings just don't stimulate you.
I'm a facts guy. I'm a facts and numbers guy. So that's the way you gotta come.
That's for sure.
You know.
Yeah. We breaking a pizza up. It's 4 of us here, and I feel like you got equity there. No, come with the slicer, slice that sucker down the middle.
It, boom,
come with
the,
and let's do the number. Let's do the number. 25%, 4 times. Okay, let's go with that.
That's simple math.
That's just math. That's math. But that's us. You know, we like numbers.
We do.
Math.
We
Maybe
do.
something wrong with us.
We
But
I don't think so.
yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people that got value from understanding that there is value in everything.
It is.
Value. And that's just so important. And Kevin Samuels was a master at illuminating value, bringing the statistics, coming with the facts. And then we can debate on right, wrong, how you feel about it. What do you think this shouldn't be this way?
Yes.
But things are what they are.
Look, and the last point I make on value is when he talked about single parents, especially single mothers.
Yep.
And you know, whether you never been married or you've been married and divorced, you have children.
Yeah.
And so trying to date with children and then how that could devalue your sexual marketplace value just because you have children. But especially if you have like 1, okay, maybe 2, 3, and then you may have different fathers. So then that's a lot for a higher value man to kind of try to have to come into and be okay with.
Right. And they say, oh, but he hates children, he hates women. But it wasn't so much that he hated them, it was just an understanding of what that brings to the person who's the next suitor in that situation. So he brought to the forefront that, hey, if 80% of the children being born in the black community out of wedlock, then that's a number. There's something to that.
That's real.
If 20% of black men are fathering 80% of the children, then that's a number. That's something to understand.
That's
you know,
a big number to kind of look at.
If 50% of black men don't have children, oh, but they got them baby mamas and that was a problem.
Yeah.
You know, and 31% of black men are married and live with their wives. You know, we're talking black families. And he was just saying, hey, let's look at the numbers. I know how we feel. And if you say something long enough, you know, like the election was stolen.
Yeah.
If you say it enough,
it may become real to you.
It
but
might have been stolen.
In your block, in your hood, your neighborhood, your 3-4 streets, one way or the other, it might be exactly what you say it is.
That's right.
But I can tell you, it's a whole big world out here where stuff is going to be different than the way you may be living.
For sure. And you know, it seems harsh. It seems harsh to illuminate these areas.
Yeah.
And Kevin Samuels just wanted us to take a look at it. And that's a thing. Sometimes that mirror is the harshest critic.
It is, man. You gotta look at yourself. You gotta make your improvements. You gotta want to be self-critical, and you gotta be self-aware, man. Like self-awareness, that was another word that he spoke on that was really, really strong. So, you know,
that's just so important. So all of those things were important in these conversations that Kevin Samuels had. Now we won't stretch it out. We got so much more stuff.
We got stuff to come back talk about these markets, this bread.
Oh man, so much happening there.
Whoa,
yeah, but we want to make sure that we're just expressing one, condolences to the family of Kevin Samuels, and even to the supporters, the people out there who miss him in the same manner that we do.
People,
you know,
people really love this dude.
And because you support something doesn't mean everything they ever did you're in complete agreement with.
Totally okay with.
Right.
Look, it's a number of people that I love. I love this guy. Do I fight with this guy? Do I agree with everything this guy does and is done? No. But hey, I mean, that's how it is, and vice versa this way. It's just the way it is.
And that's every relationship you're in, you'll ever be in, and that we're in. And so he just wanted to bring a light to these areas and let us kind of see if the way we're going about it is working. If it's working, let's keep it rolling. But if it's not, let's assess it and change it. And he was slowly changing the direction of that ship through his podcast, through his YouTube channels. You know, he was working those areas, and so we're sad to see him gone. But he'll be definitely missed, but not forgotten.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely.
So today we covered 10 reasons why Kevin Samuels will be missed in business and in relationships.
Yeah.
We know there's a lot of points you disagree with, that you have points of contention with, and feel free to
put them in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
How
Don't
you
just
feel.
call us and email. Put it in the comments.
And
so
start
other people,
with I feel like. Yeah, go ahead. Give it to us.
Yeah. You know, let
All in
other
love.
people be able to benefit from your, you know, how you feel differently.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But the discussion is very important.
It is.
Think that was okay?
Hey, I'm cool with it. Shoot, I'm sure we'll revisit Kevin Samuels in the future. So,
Right.
but for right now, you know, I think we can put a pin in.
Put a pin in that one. Hey, that's good stuff. Hey, today I'm AC Cash and this is
JD.
We're here on behalf of Pivot Point Investors, where we're talking about one of our manospheric soldiers that's gone, Kevin Samuels, a guy that inspired us, got us to talking, made us think, and gave us something to disagree with as much as things we agreed with. But either way, like the party starter, you get the party started.
That's right.
In business and in relationships, he got the party started. So hey, hope you found something valuable in our conversation as well as through Kevin Samuels' conversation. And feel free to give your feedback.
That's right.
Okay? Hey, if you're good, I'm good.
I'm good.
Hey, Pivot Point Investors, we're out of here.